Hey, how's it going? Kenny here, and welcome back to Non-League to Giants. And up in today's episode, we got games away to Arsenal and at home to Marseille. So we start off the season, not too great, it has to be said. We've played 6 games so far in the league. We've won 2, we've drew 4 with no defeat. So unbeaten in the first 6 games in the league, but 4 draws out of our first 6 games. That clearly isn't good enough, and we're sitting 5 points behind Tottenham, who are currently leading the league table. We've got Arsenal away from home, first of all. They're sitting 11th in the league. They've won 3 and lost 3. All their games they've won, though, have come at home, whilst all their losses have come away from home. So we're visiting the Emirates Stadium here today. Can we get a win? Well, our record against Arsenal in recent times has been pretty good, it has to be said. I think one of the last 3 games at the Emirates. We've actually won our last 4 games away from home to Arsenal, so definitely should have some sort of confidence here today. Although away from home, we haven't started off the season too well, yet to win a game away from home in any competition. So, wow, hasn't been a great start to the season. Look at our record against Arsenal, by the way. Our first initial games against Arsenal, they were well and truly our bogey team. But in recent times, as you can see here, the last few seasons, they really have turned out to be quite a good opposition for us. We're actually unbeaten in the last 8 games against them. Or 7 games against them, shall I say, with 6 wins and 1 draw in there. So, should have some confidence about this game here today, although Arsenal look a bit like a resurgent team, as they've got some very, very good players, especially in the attacking areas of the pitch. In terms of the recent results, though, guys, it didn't start off too well to the season. We drew away to Brighton 1-1. This was a disappointing draw against a rival of ours, of course. We went 1-0 up in the game through Gunyo. They got a goal back to make it 1-1, and then Koric missed a penalty to make it 2-1 for us. Unfortunately, we ended up drawing the game after that, so his points dropped in the first game of the season. After that, he faced fierce rivals Southampton at home, beat them 3-0 very comfortably. Koric with a brace in this game, Pedri with a goal as well. After that was another draw away from home, but quite a nice draw, has to be said, away to title holders Newcastle, of course, who beat us to win the title last season, which never should have happened. But a 0-0 draw away to them was quite a decent result. If we can draw away to the big teams in the season, beat them at home, then the title should be coming back to Portsmouth. After that, big Chelsea at home, beat them 1-0, Koric on the score sheet again. After that, though, the month of September hasn't been too kind to us. We drew away to Nottingham Forest 1-1 in the league, Grano with a late equaliser in this game. We then lost away to PSG 1-0 in the first Champions League game. That is the 3rd time we've played PSG in the series here, in the Champions League phase. And we've lost 1-0 away every single time. Actually, tell a lie, I'm completely wrong there. We've played them 4 times in the series in the Champions League. We beat them 1-0 away from home in the first game. We then lost 2-0 away. And in the last 2 games, we've lost 1-0 away from them. So we actually beat PSG away from home. I've completely forgot about that game, to be honest with you. I still can't remember it now that I see it, to be honest. Although maybe I do remember it, actually, because I think we dominated this game, was by far the better team. But anyway, since that game, we've lost the last 3 away to PSG. Without scoring a goal as well. It's a bit worrying. Also, why have we faced PSG every single time away from home? It seems a little bit biased, doesn't it? Anyway, we're not very good against PSG. That is my point in that argument there. After that was a shocking draw, this time at home to West Ham. We drew 1-1. Went 1-0 up in the game, and look at that. Former man Gregoire Andre came back to bite us. He got the equaliser in the game. We should have won it very comfortably. And just for the episode, we played QPR at home in the Carabao Cup 3rd round. And we beat them 1-0, a goal from Aaron Trout. So as you can see from the start of the season, defensively, not bad at all. Not conceding more than 1 goal in any single game. Also get 4 clean sheets out of 8. The problem is goal scoring. Only 1 game we scored more than 1 goal in it. And that was at home to Southampton 3-0. And the other games we've played, we scored 1 on 5 occasions and none on 2 occasions. So going forward, hasn't been very good at the start of the season here. If you actually look at the data hub, goals per game is below the average there, but non-penalty XG per 90 is way higher up in the graph here. So we're not really converting our chances very well. One excuse I have got, though, we do have Magnaghi, Acosta and Koric injured. We also had Gunyo injured for a few weeks as well. He's just back from injury today. He's not starting the game, though, because he's not fully fit. But yeah, we had Gunyo, Magnaghi, Acosta and Koric all injured at the same time for a few weeks. Rolando Camara has been absolutely woeful since I signed him on a permanent transfer. It has to be said. Look at the state of that. 6.44 in his last 5 games. 7 games in total. No goals and no assists. with a 6.45 average rating. Funny that, when he was on loan to us last season, he was brilliant. Now I signed him on a permanent transfer, he's been absolutely terrible. Hopefully he can turn it around in the season, but yeah, going forward has been a real problem. Bruno hasn't been good enough. Aaron Trout hasn't been good enough, although he has scored 2 goals in his last 2 games. Who else is there? Montero is not a good enough player for us as well. Pedri can't really play in the wing these days due to his old age. Gunyo is back from injury now, but Magnaghi, Acosta, Koric, we need them back as soon as possible. Quite serious injuries as well. Magnaghi's out for a long time, actually. He's out for another 3 to 6 weeks with a hip injury, which is very annoying. Acosta, he's been out for a few weeks. He's back in 3 days, though. That's nice. And Koric, he's out for another 2 to 3 weeks with a sports hernia. Also, Gunyo is out for 3 weeks with an injury as well. So, yeah, it seems like we haven't got a great cover in the forward options, to be honest with you. Although saying that, even though it was all fit, we still didn't score too many goals. As I said, only one game we scored more than 1 goal in it, and that was a home to Southampton 3-0. So going forward has not been great this season, not been great at all. In terms of transfers, guys, well, the reason why I didn't bring you straight to the transfers was because not much has happened, to be honest with you. Not much has happened at all. Obviously, I signed Kopic in the last episode there, signed him for £40 million. Hasn't featured on much occasions, but he's here nonetheless and providing good cover at centre-back. Camara and Arnold, there were 2 transfers that were already sealed last season. And we signed one more player, that is a third-choice goalkeeper. Signed him from Brighton for £2.4 million, and his name is Sol Kenlock. If you actually look at him, he doesn't actually look that bad. He looks like he could be good enough to be a number 1 for a championship team, maybe even a lower Premier League team, but clearly for us, he's not a good enough goalkeeper. The problem with him is he's very much a goalkeeper, not a sweeper keeper. You look at his attributes for a sweeper keeper. His rushing out is poor, his first touch is very poor, composure isn't great, acceleration isn't great as well. So he has come here as a third choice goalkeeper. Sol Kenlock, signed from Brighton. He's only played 1 season in his whole career. That was at MK Dons. He started off at Chelsea, went to Brighton. Now he's here at Portsmouth. So he seems like he's one of those sort of players that is just happy to pick up his pay slip every week. But anyway, I needed covering the goalkeeper position because if we get 2 injuries at the club, which is very rare but does happen, we haven't got any goalkeeper to come in. So I knew I needed a goalkeeper for the season. And here's our third choice goalkeeper, Sol Kenlock. In terms of players who left us, well, as you can see, not much has happened there. Transfers out is £5 million. So very much different to last season. Last season we sold £390 million worth of players and brought in £448 million worth of signings. So not much signings here in the final season. All the players that have left us as well, none of them have been in the first team. A couple of players left us on a free transfer. Got a few loans out as well. And we sold 1 player in our under-21s. That is Kai Ovell. He's gone to QPR for £5 million. He did show promise early on in his career, but as you see here, 20 years of age now. He hasn't developed to a good enough standard. And ultimately, he's not good enough. Needed to get under the wage budget, and Kai Ovell getting sold helped us with that. Anyway, do you remember I sold Matthew Thurgood last season? Probably not. But he was a local lad who came through the youth system, sold him to Salzburg for £40 million. Well, since I've sold him, he's turned out to be an England regular. He's got 10 caps and 6 goals for England playing for Salzburg. He's 22 years of age now. And now I look at him, I kind of feel like we could do with him this season, to be honest, especially with these injuries early on in the season. Rapid pace, he's got great dribbling ability as well, great determination still, great agility. He's a regular in the England team. He's also wanted by Tottenham, who are currently sitting top of the league. So, yeah, I'm kind of regretting selling Thurgood, to be honest with you, especially considering the fact he is a local lad, actually born in the city of Portsmouth, and he's a Portsmouth fan. So, yeah, kind of regretting this sale, to be honest. Although I don't think, well, he wouldn't be a first-team regular. He's nothing compared to Magnaghi, but as a backup player, could be done with Thurgood right now. Unfortunately, though, I sold him last season. Anyway, guys, let's get started with this first game then. Away to Arsenal. Yet to win a game away from home this season, but we have won our last 4 trips to the Emirates Stadium. And in terms of the team sheet, you've got Lopez in goal, Booth right back, Adelson left back, Maka and Eladrissi centre backs. Then we've got 2 DMs, Jarvis and Scalvini. We've got Bellingham as an attacking midfielder. We've got Camara on the right, Bruno on the left, and Aaron Trout up front. So defensively this season, we've been rather good, it has to be said, as you see by the average ratings there. Defensively, no worries at all, to be honest. Just going forward, what is the problem? Although we're playing Arsenal here today, and to be honest, their team is looking a lot better than last season. Looks like they've got a very, very good team. One thing they do have as a weakness is they have 3 midfielders starting the game, apparently, who none of them are a defensive midfield type. They're all like attacking midfielders or centre midfielder and attack type players. So I've gone with Bellingham on attacking midfield attack today. They have got very strong wingers and strong midfielders going forward. So I'll set up with 2 DMs here today. Also going with a balanced mentality. Putting a mid block in there as well. Also got Camara as a winger on attack today. as an inverted winger has been absolutely terrible. He is right-footed, and also they've got playing with inverted wing-backs, I believe. So hopefully that can be an area we can exploit. Arsenal away from home. Can we get our first away win of the season? Well, let's find out. Before we get started with this first game though, guys, please remember that if you do like this video, to that like button for me. It's very important for the video's success. And also, if you're new around here, do hit that subscribe button as well. It'd really help me out, and much appreciated. So let's get started and away to Arsenal. Yet to win a game away from home, as I said. Can we do it here today? I am a bit scared of Arsenal's team. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to lie at all. All 7 of those players, 6. All 6 of those players there in midfield and in the forward options there are very good players. So yeah, I'm slightly worried about their attack here today. They've got a bit of a weak centre back in Ritter, I think it is, or one of the two. Marseille. He's a very small centre back. So I was hoping Gunyo could be fully fit for today's game. It clearly isn't. But anyway, we're starting off the game with a corner. Maka. I'm playing him at defence today because Garmendia is quite physically good, and Scalvini, he's obviously declining with his old age now in the game, so he's playing in midfield instead of Maka. Let's see if that makes any difference. Well, it started off quite well for us. We've got the match momentum in the game. A draw here would be a good result, to be fair, but at the moment, it's looking alright. It's looking alright. We're restricting Arsenal's chances, slowly edging the game a little bit, but not much has happened so far, let's be honest. Lopez kicking the ball long. Aaron Trout wins the header, which is nice. Now here's Bruno. Been disappointing so far this season, Bruno. Tries to find Booth. Oh, what? Aaron Trout's through on goal. Is he offside, though? He does look offside, doesn't he? He's scored 2 in his last 2, Aaron Trout. He started off terribly to the season. Not really too happy with him, but if he scores here, this is 3-3. There's an early lead in this game as well. It is a goal. Get in. Well, we did score there. Unfortunately, I had to skip the replay because for the second episode in a row, I've managed to hit the ring light and actually popped me on the head, so that wasn't too comfortable. Didn't hurt that much, but yeah. I need to stop hitting the ring light, to be fair. Didn't happen to me once in, I don't know how many videos since I ever started the channel, but suddenly 2 in 2, it's hit me on the head. So yeah, apologies about that. Anyway, the most important thing is we're leading the game 1-0, but Arsenal, a couple of highlights in a row here, and now it's starting to look a little bit dangerous. Nestor Rocha, our former player, had a good season for Arsenal last season, sold him for a lot of money. Here's Zarapov, a very good player as well. Oh my word. Wow, that's a brilliant save from Lopez, that. Brilliant save. Arsenal are starting to turn up in the game now, it seems. 2 minutes to go before half-time. That's a good first half for us. That is a good first half. Arsenal had a big chance there with Haddad, but all in all, we're leading. Well, was it Zarapov? I think it was Zarapov, actually. Yeah, they had 5 shots, 3 on target. It's a big chance for them. But overall, we've been the better team in the game, created some chances, and also we're leading the game 1-0, so that is very, very nice. If we win this game, that'll be 5 wins in a row away to Arsenal, which is quite amazing, really. Since they're quite a big team, it has to be said. 10 minutes into the second half, nothing has happened as of yet, but Arsenal are starting the game momentum quickly in this game. I think it's time for a couple of changes here, but I don't know who to bring on, to be honest with you. Adelson hasn't been great, so I'm going to take him off and bring on Fafali for him. Who else did I take off here? Well, Camera of a 6.7. That's basically Messi-like for him at the moment because he's been absolutely woeful. Absolutely woeful. Joao Montero, though, I don't really like him at all, to be honest. Gunyo could do give him some game time, but Aaron Trout's got his 3rd goal in 3 games as well. Do I want to put Gunyo on the right? Yeah, I do want to put Gunyo on the right, actually. I do want to put Gunyo on the right. As an inside forward on attack, you know what, I think that'll do for now. 30 minutes to go. We're still in this game 1-0. Defensively been very good this season, as I said. Still yet to concede more than 1 goal in a game, which is nice. But going forward, we haven't scored more than 1 goal, apart from when we played Southampton at home and beat them 3-0. So that is a worry. Although I wouldn't care this game, to be honest. As long as we win the game 1-0, I'm very happy. Very, very happy. 20 minutes to go. It's still 1-0 to us. Alright, final change of the game. I think I'm going to bring on Pedri for Jude Bellingham. Alright, that'll do. 19 minutes to go. It'll be a fantastic win if we do win the game. Here's Arsenal with the ball, though. Here's Zarapov. To Ledoux. Or Ledoux? Ledoux. One of the two. Wins a corner for Arsenal. Obviously leads to nothing. 15 minutes to go. Arsenal have been the better team in the second half. Although they've only had 1 shot in the second half. So, I guess that's kind of good for us. 5 minutes to go. 1 minute to go plus 3 minutes added time. Let's go defensive here. Come on, boys. Come on, boys. What a win this will be for us. You know what? I'm going to bring on Kopic for Bruno. Put a back 5 in there. If I can find the section there, that is. Okay, I've gone to a back 5. I've gone very defensive as well. 3 minutes to go to our first away win of the season. It seems like to break our way forward, all we need to do is face Arsenal away from home. We're guaranteed to win the game. Although I do say that, with 3 minutes to go, they're on the highlight here. Oh, no way. No way. Oh my word. What on earth is that? How was that allowed to happen? Literally 10 seconds after I changed to defensive, that happens. Their biggest chance in the game by a country mile and they score from it, though. That is, well, absolutely devastating, it has to be said. The away form continues, unfortunately. I did say a draw at the start of the game would be a decent result, but, you know, to be leading the game 1-0 with 3 minutes to go. Not very nice when that happens, is it? Wow, okay. Still yet to win a game away from home, though. So it's been a terrible start to the season. In our final season, where I'm trying to look to win the title to seal off the series, hasn't started off too well, has it? Hasn't started off too well at all. We're still unbeaten in the league, but 5 draws out of 7 games, that ain't going to win your league. That ain't going to win you no league. Well, that wasn't a great way to start off the episode, was it? 1-0 up away to Arsenal, looking for our first away win of the season. And they score in the 91st minute. As you can see, we're down at 8th place now. With only 2 wins out of our first 7 games. And 5 draws with 0 defeats. That is a poor start to the season, although we are still unbeaten in the league, which is actually the only team still unbeaten in the league. The problem is about points, not about losses. So 11 points in our first 7 games is clearly nowhere near good enough. Hopefully this away form can turn around at some point because, yeah, been disastrous so far. Our next 2 games are thankfully at home to Marseille and at home to Watford. I'm expecting nothing less than 2 comfortable wins, although going forward is a problem. As I said, we've only scored 9 goals in our first 9 games of the season, so yeah, that's a little bit worrying, although defensively it is good. Only 5 goals conceded in that time. We need to score more goals. A lot more goals, it has to be said. I'm hoping for goals in Marseille and Watford. Although, we played Watford last season, had 44 shots against them, with over a 5 XG, and we drew the game 0-0. So, hopefully, it's not deja vu when we face them. Our next away game, by the way, is away to Fulham, a game in which we lost 1-0 last season. So, yeah, it's not looking very good for us away from home, although hopefully we do come good eventually. I'm sure in the Victoria Polsen game, that'll be the game when we finally win away from home. But anyway, this is all about the Marseille game now at home to them. It's very important that we beat them because we lost to their counterpart PSG away 1-0. We need to get up and running in the Champions League phase. So hopefully that starts here with a win at home to Marseille. And in terms of the team sheet, a few changes from that Arsenal game there. Arnold comes in at right back to replace Andy Booth. Also, Scalvini and Maka have been swapped around. Maka has played mainly in the midfield this season. Played pretty well there. Scalvini as well played pretty well so far this season. The good news is Mohamed is back from injury. Not quite fully fit for this game though, so he is on the bench. As you see there, he is on the bench, but not fully fit. So glad to see him back. Also, Acosta is back from injury as well, but he doesn't even make the bench today. Don't want to risk him. Koric and Magnaghi are still injured though, but thankfully we've got our players coming back to full fitness, so that is great. Also, Gunyo starts today for the first time since his injury. Starts on the right to replace Camara, who's had an absolutely woeful season for us since signing permanently. So in this game today, we've got 2 inside forwards on attack and an advanced forward on attack. If that doesn't score you more than 1 goal, I don't know what will, to be honest with you. Also decided that our fullbacks aren't getting enough assists in the last recent seasons. Probably my fault, so I've been playing with fullbacks on support, which has helped our defence out a lot, but I think we need to start getting them a bit more forward to try and get more assists in that area and help with the goal-scoring aspects of the game. So I've got fullback on attack here today and a wing-back on support. Let's see if that makes any difference. Marseille at home. Surely we've got to win this game. To be honest with you, it's been a very boring first 9 games of the season. As you saw there, we haven't conceded more than 1 goal in any game so far this season. And only one of our games we scored more than 1 goal ourselves. So, yeah, it's been a very boring first 9 games of the season. Let's hope we can have some sort of goal fest here today against Marseille and actually see a lot of goals in the game. That would be nice, wouldn't it? Wow. Marseille on the attack in the first minute of the game, is it? That's not too promising, is it? Well, they're not really on the attack. They're in their own half of the pitch. Maka almost winning the ball back there. Don't know what he's doing so far at the pitch, to be honest. There you go, Marseille. Oh, dear. Wow. Catching practice for Lopez there. Should have been a lot worse, to be honest. Should have been a lot better for Marseille as well. What's going on with us this season? We're meant to be one of the best teams in the world. We're favourites for the Champions League again this season. But look at that. Marseille with a dangerous free kick. And this could well be 1-0 right now. Israel to take it. Wow. Big opportunity there for Israel. What on earth is going on? What on earth is going on here? We should be beating a team like Marseille very comfortably. With a poor start to the game. We've got a corner now though. Bruno to take it. Scalvini heads it on, hits the bar. El Idrissi, wow. We don't usually see El Idrissi scoring goals, especially like that. He actually blasted the ball into the roof of the net. I was not expecting that at all, to be honest with you. Scalvini with the initial header hits the bar, and El Idrissi at the far post just absolutely smashes it, and it goes into the roof of the net. So we are leading the game. Wasn't a very promising start to the match, but we finally get a goal for us. 1-0 in the game. El Idrissi with a goal there. Now here's Bellingham to Adelson. Bit further forward today. Now here's Bruno. Had a poor start to the new season. Maka, he doesn't score goals. Gunyo does though. Poor miss from Gunyo. We still yet to see the best of him, to be honest. He's got a hat-trick against Zamalek in the Club World Championship. Amazing, Gunyo. Amazing, mate. You know you cost me £260 million. He's still a lot better, it has to be said. He's still a lot better. Why have we got such little possession in this game as well? Only 41% possession is not good enough. We're still not looking at our best, are we? 1-0 up in the game, but only one shot on target, which obviously was the goal from El Idrissi. So going forward, it's still a problem for us. Here's Gunyo, though. To Jarvis. Back to Arnold. To Jarvis. See, that's a problem when you've got El Idrissi scoring the goal and Jarvis with the other big chance in the game. What are the forwards doing? What are the forwards doing? We are winning the game, though, but still not good enough. I'm fresh in the arms. I want to see better than this, boys. I want to see better. 6 minutes into the second half. Here's Adelson. He's offside, isn't he? He still missed, Bruno. Still missed. Still missed from 2 yards out, Bruno, but he was offside anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Although Bruno had a good game today. Gunyo's been woeful again. Never really played him on the right-hand side, though. He's definitely a striker, not a right winger, it has to be said. But Magnaghi injured at the moment. We've got a real problem in that position because Magnaghi is out and Camara forgot how to play football, basically. So we've got a real problem in that position right now. Also, Coric with an injury. We can't really put Bruno there as well. Montero is clearly not really good enough. That's why I say, if we had Thurgood, that'd be good. But unfortunately, we don't. I sold him. Wow, that was a very dangerous attack from Marseille there. They're still on the attack, though. I don't know what's going on with the start of this season. I don't know what's going on. This has been awful. This has been absolutely awful. Gunyo, what is going on with you, pal? What is going on with you, pal? He is just back from injury, to be fair. I don't know why I'm bringing Camera on, to be honest, because he is just woeful. Absolutely woeful. Also, Pedri can come on for Bellingham as well. Can't believe we're drawing at home to Marseille. What is happening? Not another 1-1 draw, surely not. Can't be. They're on the attack again. Jarvis with a good interception there, but what is going on? This should be a comfortable win for us. A comfortable win. Oh yeah, by the way, I called the team for a team meeting after, I can't remember after what. I think after we drew to West Ham. I told the players they haven't been good enough and they all were furious. So maybe the team morale is having an effect as well, I don't know. Here's Camera, the useless. Can't play football right now, as I said. Here's Maka. Back to Scalvini. Come on, score 1-1 goal in the game. Bruno! Get in. Get in there. Only for the second time this season, we managed to score more than one goal in a game. And Bruno makes it 2-1. He's been poor at the start of the season, Bruno, has to be said. But he's been quite good in this game. And he finally gets his rewards there with a goal. That is nice. Pedri with the assist as well. On for Bellingham. That is nice as well. Bruno, lovely finish that. Lovely finish. Still only 2-1 in the game though, so shouldn't celebrate too much, but we are winning again, which is great. Making a couple of changes. Midfield is very tired. You know, I'm going to bring on Grana for Jarvis, and I'm not bringing on Montero because he's absolutely woeful and he's nervous as well, so I don't need that. Arnold is nervous as well, so let's take Arnold off and let's bring on Andy Booth, who is also nervous. So the whole team is basically nervous, but Booth on for Arnold. Let's see what Booth can do. We have been the better team in the game, but not by much. And as I said, look at the state of this. What is going on? At home to Marseille, it should be an easy win. Very easy win. My word, Camera. Wow, what on earth is he doing there? What on earth is he doing there? 7 minutes to go. Here's Lina. To Pedrinho. Now here's Dominic. Grana wins the ball back though. Now here's Pedri. Can we wrap up the game here? Can we get our third goal? Pedri carrying the ball very nicely. Done really well, Pedri, but he loses out to Dominic in the end. Still in there half the pitch though. Not for long, because here's Israel, but he gives the ball away cheaply to Adelson. Now back to Scalvini. Come on, let's get a third goal in this highlight. Let's wrap this game up. Here's Grana, back to Elidrissi. He pumps it forward to Camera. He's offside. He's missed anyway. My word, the amount of chances this bloke misses is crazy. It's crazy. And he wasn't offside, was he? He wasn't offside. He misses so many chances, Aaron Trout. He misses so many chances. Shouldn't be too angry with him because he has scored 3 goals in his last 3 games, but come on. For a player who's got 17 composure as well, I think he is, and 17 finishing, he's got to be scoring more goals. But saying that, so is Gunyo. Here he is again. Will you make up for it, Aaron Trout? No, you won't. More of a difficult chance, has to be said. Went too wide with the ball there, Aaron Trout, but he's not great in front of goal, it seems, even though he's got great attributes for it. Got a corner, though. Camera to take it. Will the third goal come? We can see it in the last minute against Arsenal. Hopefully, lightning doesn't strike twice here. Because I'll be very annoyed if we can see it again here to Marseille. Very annoyed. Here's Maka to Bruno. There's Pedri. Lovely turn. Camera could be offside. Wasn't offside apparently. Maka shooting. Shouldn't be shooting, should he? Maka shouldn't be shooting from any distance, let's be honest. But Camera, bit of a nice bit of skill there from Camera, has to be said. But couldn't score in the end, unfortunately. But at least he's finally put in some sort of respectable rating so far. Camera with 6.9. My word. Is it becoming usable? Alright, I've gone very defensive in the game again. Let's hope it's not the same as what it was against Arsenal there, where we conceded late on, of course. Will we hold on this time? We do hold on. Wow. Can't believe I'm celebrating for a 2-1 win at home to Marseille. 3.5 XG in the game in the end. Only 2 goals scored, so we're still underperforming our XG, it has to be said. But, well, it looks much more comfortable than what it actually was, to be honest. I don't think we were that much better than Marseille, although the XG does reflect that we were. Yeah, Marseille were dangerous in this game, but thankfully we won the game, which is nice. Back to winning ways. But still, we're not making things easy for us in the season, are we? Still not like we're scoring lots of goals, but we've got 2 in this game. Only our second game of the season, we've only over 1 goal in a game, so that is nice, I guess. Let's praise the players, get morale back at the club, and hopefully go on a winning streak. Well, thankfully we beat Marseille at home there 2-1, but we should have been beating Arsenal as well. Seeing in the 91st minute definitely does hurt quite a lot. Still yet to win away from home, as I said. Next game, we've got to win this one. Last season we played Watford at home, had 44 shots in the game, over a 5 XG, and we drew the game 0-0. So let's hope we don't do the similar thing this season. Away to Fulham after that as well. Can we finally win our first away game of the season against them? I wouldn't bank on it. Last season we played Fulham away, lost 1-0, so we shall see what happens. In terms of the next episode, guys, I'm going to play lots of games before the next episode, but I think I'm going to bring you back because I can't see how I can't bring you back for this, to be honest. This is absolutely disgusting. Who came up with this? We've got to play Man United away. 3 days later, we've got to play Liverpool at home. And a week later, on Boxing Day, we've got to play Man United at home. So we've got Man United away, then Liverpool, then Man United again. That's very bizarre, isn't it? Very, very bizarre. So yeah, I think I'm going to feature those 3 games in the next episode. We're guaranteed to lose the first game because we always lose at Old Trafford to Man United. We have a terrible record there. But the next 2 games after that are both at home to Liverpool and Man United, so we shall see how important that is in the season. Hopefully we're still unbeaten at that point, but hopefully we have much more wins and a lot less draws as well. Let's hope we can have some sort of good month of October. We should do, really. Look at the teams we're facing here. Home to Watford, should be winning that. Away to Fulham is tricky, but obviously we can win that game, that's for sure. Away to Victoria Polson, got to be winning that. Home to Leeds as well. Home to West Brom in the Carabao Cup 4th round. And at home to QPR. So hopefully we can have some sort of a good winning streak in October. And Magnaghi will be back in 2 to 5 weeks. Can't wait for that. And Kovac will be back in 2 weeks as well. So it'd be great to have those 2 back. Acosta's back now as well. Gunyo is back too as well. So hopefully the good times start to roll very soon. And hopefully we can score more than 1 goal against Watford. And hopefully win the game. So that is the end of the video, guys. Please remember that if you do like the video, hit that like button for me. And also if you're new around here, do hit that subscribe button as well. It'd really help me out. And much appreciated. Thanks again for watching. And I'll see you for the next one.